I'm sitting here today making this video specifically for people that have given up on their immigration journey, whether it is Canada, you want to go to US, UK, anywhere in Europe. I am here to tell you that I'm a living testimony of don't give up. It took me 12 good years to finally leave Nigeria and come here to Canada. I started this process in 2013. I was scammed 3 times. One time I did myself dirty, and the other one is a story I'm going to be telling you in this video. So if you're already giving up, I am here to encourage you again to go back on this track. Watch this video and get motivated and start this your journey again. My story began in 2013. That 2013 time, if people had information the way they have information now, half of Nigerians will have left Nigeria a long time ago, because it was so easy to leave Nigeria then. Like, you see a family do lottery, they get it, they leave Nigeria. They don't only live with just father and mother, they live with their children. Even if you have pets, you can leave. Even if you have house help, you can go with your house help. Like, it was so easy leaving Nigeria then. So we were in school. I went to boarding house, in case you do not know. So we were in school and some set of people came around and they told us that we could just, write this exam, get admitted into universities in US, and then you can leave. As I heard that in this US, my body did grrr. I was like, hey, carry my phone and call my parents. And if you know my parents, any positive thing, they will just, okay. Anything you tell my parents as their children and they see it as positive, they will support you. That time, I collected 38,000 something from there. It was around 40K to register for IELTS, to register for some other exam, and then they will help me process the admission. And then they also came to our school to tutor us on how to pass the IELTS. Do you guys see? Like, that time, all this process cost just 40,000. But do you know how much 40,000 naira is in 2013? Like, it's a lot of money. So that time, they gave me the money. I was so happy. But my parents did not want me to leave Nigeria because they thought I was so small. I was around 16 years then. So my parents, even though they supported me, they were not in full support, except maybe I got an elderly person that I'm going to be staying with, or maybe I go with my brother or my, like, just wanted us to go with somebody. But anyways, I registered for this IELTS then. Was it IELTS or TOEFL? There's something that they call like TOEFL. I don't know. I'm not very sure. It's been a long time. Anyways, they started to tutor us at school. Everything was going well. We were learning. Then the day of the exam came. Can you guys believe what happened? I missed my exam. And I could not tell anybody that I missed my exam. In short, I told my parents about missing this exam like maybe 5 years ago. I told them, we were just gisting. They're like, Miriam's first attempt to leave Nigeria. What even happened? She said she failed the exam. And the thing is, my parents were very sure that, okay, I failed the exam, but where is the result? Maybe you failed the exam, like, show us the result. But because they didn't actually want me to leave Nigeria then alone, they were not really concerned about me leaving, like me failing. They were just like, okay, maybe they just felt like, thank God was in control. But I never wrote that exam, guys. I never wrote that exam. What happened was, the day of the exam, a colleague of mine and myself, may God rest his soul, he's late now, we were leaving school. We got to the gates. Then they told us that we had to go and get exits. Meanwhile, we already came with our exam information and the school knew about this program, so we shouldn't have to go get exit again. But this gatesman, he did not just allow us to just leave. So we had to go back inside the school, wasting long time to go get exits, and it was on a Saturday. So Saturday, school don't even work. How are we supposed to get exits? We had to go to the principal's house. He had to write an informal exit for us, and we had to take it to the gate. We had already wasted a lot of time. Then we got outside of the school. We noticed that it was sanitation day. And if you know sanitation day in Ilorin, there is no movement. Like, there is no car movement. You can only move your own personal car, and they don't even want you to move around. But anyway, they allow personal cars, but not public transport. And we are going from school, so we don't have private cars. We had to go enter public cars. That day we walked. I don't know how to describe the distance that we walked, but we walked our lives. We were still thinking in our heads that we will get there. Like, let's keep walking. We'll get a car. There was no single car that was going to take us to this exam center. So in my mind, I felt my parents paid this huge money, because if I'm being sincere with you guys, only 2 of us amongst hundreds of students in that set actually registered for this exam. So for you to know that 40K was not a small money. In short, my school fees was 4,000 naira then. So you imagine how much 40k was. So I just felt like I had let my parents down after they had brought in 10 times my school fees. So what did I do? I got home, like at the end of the day, like, okay, the exam you went to write, how is it? I said, I failed it. I was very sure my parents knew that I did not fail that exam, but they just were like, okay, thank God. We didn't want her to go anyway. She's too small. That was it. So everything just left. That was my first ever attempt of leaving Nigeria. After that 2013, I forgot about leaving Nigeria. I went to my school. I went to university. I did my BSc in biochemistry. 4 years later, I was out of the school. I think whenever I'm less busy, I used to think about leaving Nigeria. Like once I have a free time like this, I start thinking about leaving Nigeria, because that is what is going to, you're going to see how that is happening in my story. Like whenever I have a small free time like this, Nigeria, I'm tired of Nigeria. That's how it used to happen for me. So nearly I finished in 2017. I started to hear about Canada. Like Canada started to become the topic of the day that time. Like Canada. Everybody was going to Canada. Everybody. Because if you know then, everybody was moving to US, not Canada. Not Canada. Only people that had information like, Canada too is a good place. So those are the people that are actually going to Canada. But that time, everybody, rat and cat, everybody wants to go to Canada. So I started to hear about it. Then I was scrolling on social media, maybe Instagram, I don't know which one was this, or maybe Facebook. I saw this woman very close to our house then that was doing consultation for people that wanted to go to Canada. Can you guys believe that this woman charged $300 for consultation? Do you guys know how much $300 was then? It was a lot of money. But I told you again, anything I tell my parents, anything we tell our parents, once it is not something that is going to affect another person, once it is not something that is going to affect you, my parents are in for it. My parents will give you anything. All you just have to see is that it is not affecting anybody, right? So I told my parents about it, and then my dad was like, okay, let's pay for it. And my mom, so we paid for it, for the consultation fee. They didn't even see it as expensive then, but they were just like, just to see somebody, or maybe she was going to help us with the whole process. So we didn't know that she was not going to help us with the whole process. We're thinking, okay, $300 is too expensive to just go and see somebody, right? Maybe it's the payment for the whole process. So we're like, okay, it's not too expensive. So we were going, as we were going, my dad was like, what's the name of the person? And I told him, as we were approaching the office, I was like, what was the name of the person? And I told him, was like, is she an architect? I was like, yeah, architect, something. Dad was like, no, I know this woman. Because my dad was an architect. So he said, nah, I know the woman. She's not a good person. But let me not conclude on her. Maybe this is her special work. Let me not conclude on her work. I know her personally. I know her as an architect. That's also a professional work, but they know themselves as an architect. So this is another business of hers. Let me not judge her. Let's go there and find out. We got there, and lo and behold, she is not a good person, because this woman literally collected our money. And so when we got there, I was talking to her on the phone. I was talking about postgraduate diploma, because I had already finished my BSc. So thinking about postgraduate diploma or master's degree. When we got there, this woman told us that I could only go into Canada with pre-degree. So it's like me going back. And she didn't even try to even explain it very well, that, okay, this is just for you to be able to enter Canada. Maybe when you finish your first pre-degree, you can also apply for a post-degree, like a postgraduate diploma. Like, she didn't explain. She was not. We paid $300. This woman wanted to speak for like 30 minutes, and that was it. $300 in 2017. Do you know how big that money is? How many people can actually just bring it out to spend on one child when they have 5 children? So do you get? This woman was just very hasty. We booked an appointment. She knew she was supposed to meet us. She was rushing. She was doing blah 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 blah. My dad already given up on her, because my dad already knows her. So he was like, nah. As soon as she just did all her talk, my dad just said, let's go. And that was it. That was how my $300 went down the drain. I was scammed. This woman did not call back. She did not like, are you still interested? She did not say anything about, okay, let's start this process. She did not do anything. So that was just big time scamming. Then along the way came 2018. I was serving. I was doing my service, NYSC. In case you're not Nigerian, NYSC is like a 1-year postgraduate service that you just give to your country. It's like 1 year. You're being paid by the government, but it's not a huge payment, but it's just like you're just serving your country, Nigeria. So that is what it is for people that are not Nigerians. So during the NYSC time, a friend of my brother that was in Spain, linked us with somebody that did this whole traveling process, and then I was supposed to go to Saudi Arabia to go study medicine. It was supposed to be free, but you pay for your flights and accommodation for some time. Like, it was just so sweet. Like, whenever you are doing your processing, right, and it is sweet and it is sounding too good to be true, it is not true. That's what I'm going to tell you. Once anything that you are hearing in your ear is sounding too good to be true, just know that it is not true. That is it. That is the simple way. I was not going to pay school fees. I was going to pay house rent for a while. Then they will give me accommodation. Then I was only going to be paying my flight. Was I going to even pay my flight? I think my flight was supposed to be free. Everything just did not make sense. But because we knew him from somebody, we were like, okay, let's just trust him. Then later I came back and said, okay, he couldn't get the Saudi Arabia stuff for me. Let me go to UAE, United Arab Emirates. I was supposed to go to Sharjah or something. I've forgotten the name of the city in UAE. So we moved from going to Saudi Arabia for school to going to UAE for work. So this guy just painted everything so sweet. He said I was going to get my work permit right from Nigeria. Once I get there, I'll start working ASAP. Everything was just so nice. I'm saying it again. It is sounding too good to be true. Go and search the internet. If you don't find anything that relates to it, it is false. That is the simplest way for you to get to know things that are true or false in this immigration journey. Anyways, we trusted him, and then I went for my NYC. After a while, I was like, okay, it's time for me to leave Nigeria. And then I came back home preparing. We already went. I bought outfits. I don't even know why we trusted this guy, because I had 1 week left in Nigeria and he had not brought my visa. He had not even asked me to bring my passport for visa. He had not, maybe it was because of the way he painted the whole scenario. He made it be like, it's not a big deal going to UAE. Like, it's just something that he's not going to do, and they'll just stamp it in 1 day and return my passport in 1 day, so it's not a big deal. We decided to call this guy. We called this guy. We did everything. We called. Oh God, I don't even want to remember that period. He scammed us of 1 million naira plus. The reason why he did not even scam us more was because I was supposed to pay the full amount when I got to UAE. So I was supposed to pay the remaining balance when I got to UAE. That was the reason why I was really able to scam us of 1 million naira. Everything started to become real when a week after I was supposed to leave, he was not picking our calls. Then later he started to send us email instead of calling or sending message directly. He was sending email that he has been arrested in one border like that. I don't even know. He was lying. And the thing that actually hurt my mom the most was because this person that linked us to him, after we said he scammed us and said, he didn't really know him. Just know that he used to help people do it. My mom wanted to arrest that guy whenever he came to Nigeria, but she just had to let it go. That is how I've been wasting my parents' money. Everywhere I've been wasting their money on scammers. Then after all of that, by myself, after I finished my NYC 2019, I started to apply to a university here in Canada. It was supposed to be in Saskatchewan. So I applied, and the application fee was $100. I was just spending my parents' money anyhow. Anyways, I applied, and after I applied, that was when I now read that I was supposed to write statement of purpose or something. Very easy something. But that time I was just not serious. I was just not a serious person. I just saw my parents' money and I was just spending it. So I went to carry my mom's debit card and I used it, and that was it. It just left. Phew. And I paid the money, and I never went back to the application anymore. That was it. That was just how the whole process just left. So that one, it is particularly me. Nobody scammed me. I scammed my mother. So that was just the whole thing. Then came 2020 during COVID. Because of the way I was watching YouTube, I was watching TikTok, I was watching everywhere. Was it TikTok? Was TikTok around then? Yeah, TikTok was around 2020, COVID. I started to see I relocated to Canada PR by myself. I did everything myself, the process myself. I did this. I was like, oh, wait. The only reason I will leave Nigeria now is if I can do it myself. Or if I cannot do it myself, I will follow you. Like you, that person, that agent that is going to do it for me, I will follow you to where you are doing it. I will know your family. I will know your father, I will know your mother, I will know your grandfather, I will know your children, I will know everything about you, I will know your wife. I will know where you used to go in case you're not at home. I will know everything about you before I can give it to any agent again to scam me. So that was the whole plot. I was like, is either I relocate by myself or anybody that's going to help me relocate, I must know the person very well. That was when this whole journey now started. I now started checking YouTube. I started watching so many videos. These videos seemed too good to be true. Like they were so easy. The process was just so easy. Like just apply, just be in a pool. And that time, the scores were not really high, but the scores were high. I don't know how to explain it. Most people that were actually going as couple, so they had extra points from their spouses. But I was single to stupor. I was just checking everything. I was like, okay, this seems to be an easy way. Then I went on to calculate my score. I noticed that my score was low. Not too low, but it was low. I could not get it. And I was not ready to get married. So I was like, let me just go for my master's degree. Let me go for either postgraduate diploma or master's degree. So I just decided that, okay, it's going to be master's degree because I don't want postgraduate diploma. I wanted something that was going to really help my score in the pool. So what did I do? I sat down and I researched what universities in Nigeria will actually tell me that they will use 1.5 years or 2 years of master's degree, and they will actually use those years. Not like they will say 1.5 years and they're going to be using 5 years. I don't want that. So I came up with 2 universities, University of Ilorin and University of Ibadan. So my first choice was University of Ilorin because I schooled in Ilorin, like my secondary school. So I am more conversant with Ilorin. And then I had so many people in Ilorin, like relatives, my dad's friends, my own family friends, everybody. I had so many people. And then it's not even far from my village. So I chose University of Ilorin. I applied and everything. Then I missed the interview. I even wrote the exam and I passed. I was actually asked to come for an interview, but I never saw that email. I don't know what happened, but I just see it as God's plan. I never saw that email until after the day of my interview. So that was just God's plan. So after I did not get into University of Ilorin, I just started to go to University of Ibadan. Now, do you guys know how good God is? University of Ilorin did not pick me, like let's say this week. University of Ibadan started their processing, their admission for the master's degree the next week. So it was just like God telling me, this did not work out. I better move to this one fast. So I just moved in. I went to apply. I wrote the exam and I got in. And then the whole process started. To cut the whole story short, University of Ibadan delivered. 2 years was 2 years. Like 2 years was even 1 year, 8 months. Like it was so sweet. It was not even up to 2 years. So if you're thinking of doing your master's in Nigeria, I would highly recommend University of Ibadan. However, it depends on the department that you are in. Some departments are faster, like my own department now, you have to graduate with your set. Except you exclusively do not want to graduate, then that, okay, I don't want to do my project now, or maybe you have so many carryovers and you're not able to graduate with your set, but you have to graduate with your set. They don't just do and 3 people come for your project defense. No, everybody, your name will be inserted there. Come and do your project defense and go. Leave us, because they actually take a lot of students, so maybe they just want everybody to go at the same time. So we started the school proper in 2021, and in 2023 I was done. Anyways, my journey into this Canada immigration started immediately I finished my exam, and I knew that my certificate or maybe just my transcript was ready. I knew it was time for me to go. I'm going to tell you guys my immigration journey immediately I finished my master's degree to when I landed in Canada in the next video, because that video is going to be about my whole immigration journey. Do you guys believe that after this whole 12 years of trying to leave Canada, I started my process and I got into Canada within 3 months? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just have to believe in God's timing or good timing, because who will believe that I spent 12 years trying to leave Nigeria, and then the final time that I actually say let me try and leave Nigeria, it only took me 3 months. If you're interested in knowing all the things that I did that made my journey so fast and I got into Canada within 3 months, the video is going to be immediately after this one. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and I hope I have encouraged somebody to actually continue on this journey. I hope so, and I pray so, and I hope you do not give up on whatever you want, whether it is relocation or anything else. Do not give up. Whatever you start, you must finish it. My name is Ariola. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share this video, and tell a friend to tell a friend. See you guys in the next one, which is going to be my relocation journey that took just 3 months. Bye.